Who was the first African American to be ordained into either of our two originating faiths? Find out in this episode of 3 Minutes in UU History. In the 19th century, more so than now, somewhat, the original and now consolidated faiths were a predominantly white denomination. While both Unitarianism and Universalism were as active in the abolition movement as any other faith groups prior to the Civil War, it took longer for the voices of Black people to be heard from the pulpits of either faith. In the mid-1880s, the Reverend Joseph Jerdan, having been ordained in the Baptist Church a few years earlier, discovered Thomas Whitmore's The Plain Guide to Universalism, a self-published manifesto of sorts that explained all about the liberal Universalist faith. Jerdan was intrigued and in 1886 moved to Philadelphia from Norfolk, Virginia. He began studying what was becoming his adopted faith with the Reverend Edwin Sweetser, minister of the Church of the Messiah. After 7 months and still ordained a Baptist, Jerdan returned to Norfolk and founded an African-American Universalist church that rapidly grew in popularity. At the request of the church families, Jerdan founded a day school so that the members' children would have more opportunities as they grew up. In 1887, Jerdan returned to Sweetser with the intention of seeking ordination within the Universalist church. After a year as a temporarily licensed minister, Jerdan was ordained on March 31st, 1889, during a ceremony at Sweetser's church in Philadelphia. Returning to Norfolk, Jerdan's church moved, founding the highly successful First Universalist Church of Norfolk. After Jerdan's death in 1901, the church struggled and then faded away. However, a satellite church in Suffolk, Virginia, continued on the Universalist tradition until 1984. And that, my friends, is today's 3 Minutes in UU History.